Have you ever wondered why change feels so hard? You want to stop overthinking, stop sabotaging yourself, stop going back to what hurts you, but no matter how hard you try, you fall back into the same old patterns. You probably think it's a willpower issue, but it's not. The real missing piece for most people is actually self-love, self-compassion, and self-kindness. If you've been frustrated, stuck, and harsh with yourself for not doing better, you're going to walk away from this video with the answer you've been seeking. Hi, I'm Marina Popper, founder of the AP Method and a transformational coach. I help people just like you heal emotional wounds, break unhealthy patterns, and step into the life and love they deserve. And today I'm going to share the truth no one tells you about why change feels so hard and how treating yourself with kindness is the key that unlocks everything. Part 1 of this video is going to be going over why change is so hard. Now let's start with the science. Dr. Hudson Brewer, a leading neuroscientist and behavior change expert, explains how your brain forms what he calls habit loops. It goes trigger, behavior, reward, repeat. If your emotional reward has always been overthinking, people-pleasing, or even harsh self-criticism, your brain wires that loop as safe, even if it hurts you long-term. And this is why you can't bully yourself into changing. The American Psychological Association has shown that willpower on its own fails when you don't feel emotionally safe. The answer? Self-compassion. Research by Dr. Kristin Neff, who is the pioneer in self-compassion studies, shows that when we speak to ourselves kindly, we calm the brain's threat system and keep the thinking part of our brain, our prefrontal cortex, online. That's when real change starts to happen. Part 2, why do we get stuck? Here's what I see with my clients all the time. They come to me saying things like, I should know better, I ruin everything, why do I keep doing this? Now this mindset is what keeps them stuck. Stanford psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck calls this a fixed mindset. The belief that mistakes mean you're failing as a person instead of simply learning. Her research shows that people with harsh inner critics stop trying altogether because they fear more punishment. But those who practice self-compassion, even when they make mistakes, they bounce back faster and stay motivated longer. That's what I call building emotional resilience. You might be thinking, why do I do this to myself? Now this is where attachment theory comes in. Dr. John Bowlby discovered that many of us grew up with what's called conditional love. That means we learned, if I behave, I get love. If I mess up, I lose love. And as a child, that teaches you to self-punish to avoid further pain. You internalize the belief, if I beat myself up first, no one else can hurt me worse later. But here's the amazing part. Dr. Normal Deutsch's research on neuroplasticity shows that the brain can literally rewire itself. You can learn new compassionate self-talk. You can build completely new emotional patterns, and your brain is not stuck. You can't actually change it. Now let's go over how this shows up in our adult life. When we haven't learned how to be kind to ourselves, it shows up everywhere. The Harvard Business Review found that perfectionism at work leads to more burnout and less productivity. I see it all the time with my coaching clients. They overwork, they overthink, yet they always feel like they're not quite enough. In friendships, psychologist Geraldine Downey's research on rejection sensitivity showed how people who fear rejection either pull away or people please to avoid being disliked. Dr. Eric Stice also found that people with high self-criticism often have worse body image and tie their self-worth to how they look. Now in relationships, attachment research have found that people with insecure attachment either tolerate bad treatment because they don't feel worthy or expect perfection and walk away at the first sign of discomfort. The bottom line, this is why I believe learning self-compassion must be your foundation for everything. Now, how does lack of self-compassion affect our relationships? If we can't give grace to ourselves, we won't be able to give it to others. We'll hold people to impossible standards, or we'll blame ourselves for everything. Neither of those feel good or are very productive. Dr. Kristin Neff's studies show that people who practice self-compassion have better boundaries, less emotional reactivity, and far healthier communication in their relationships. When you soften your relationship with yourself, you naturally soften the way you interact with the world around you. That's the most powerful shift. My personal reflection goes a little bit like this. I've lived this. There was a time where I believed I had to get it right every time, and when I didn't, I emotionally punished myself. But I realized growth doesn't happen in perfection. It happens in what I call graceful progress, when we stay loving around ourselves, even when we're messy and still learning. That's when everything starts to change. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about how we can start shifting this today. Step 1, awareness. Catch that inner critic. Neuroscientist Dr. Dan Siegel explains that mindful awareness is the first step. When you catch yourself saying, I'm so stupid, I'm such a failure, pause and ask yourself, would I speak this way to my best friend, to my most loved person in my life? If the answer is no, then choose kinder words to yourself. Number 2, reframe harshness into curiosity. The moment you reframe, you calm your brain's panic system. For example, you skip a workout and you think, oh, I'm lazy. Oh, I'm such a bad person. I don't stick to anything I do, and so on. Now stop and ask, was I overtired? Was my schedule too full? What small change can I make next time? Curiosity opens the door to solutions. Number 3, the 2% rule. Dr. B.J. Fogg at Stanford found that tiny habits create the highest, most lasting change. If speaking up terrifies you, aim to just raise your hand once. That 2% progress is still a win. It lowers the emotional pressure and keeps you moving forward. Number 4, the compassion pause. Dr. Christian Neff and Dr. Christopher Germer showed that when we physically comfort ourselves, we lower our body's stress hormones. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply and say, I am safe. I am loved. I don't have to fix this right now. Then wait before reacting. This pause itself will save you so many regrets. Number 5, celebrate micro wins. Dr. Brewer's research show we need small dopamine hits to create lasting habits. For example, you said no when someone asked for too much of your time. Say out loud, that was hard, but I did it. I'm so proud of myself. And number 6, create a loving mantra. Self-affirmation studies show repeating positive statements rewires our negative thought loops. So try mantras like, I'm allowed to grow at my own pace. I am safe even when I'm learning and possibly making stumbling mistakes. And I am worthy even when I'm imperfect. I'm still lovable. I'm still good. Use them whenever you feel self-critical. And number 7, seek healing support if you need it. Dr. Francine Shapiro's research on EMDR therapy and work by attachment experts show how trauma-focused coaching or therapy can fully rewire emotional patterns. If your inner critic feels overwhelming, working with a coach or therapist can help you massively in breaking free from old loops faster than going it alone. And here's the truth. Self-compassion is not just a nice idea. It is a daily practice that literally rewires your brain for long-term success. The people who create permanent change aren't the harsh perfectionists. They are the ones who stay kind to themselves even when it gets messy. And you can become that person too. And if you watched this far, I know you want real lasting change. Please remember, it's never the mistake that defines you, it's what you choose to do afterwards. And you are not broken, you are becoming. You are worthy of compassion, grace, and progress, especially in your messy middle. This is how you finally change, and this is how you stay changed. And if this resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this too. If you're ready to go deeper, join me at the Freedom Formula workshop in Birmingham, where we'll work together to rewire that inner critic and rebuild your self-worth and confidence from the inside out. Visit my link below so you can book on the course, or reach out to me if you want to work with me a little bit more one-on-one, and we can discuss that further also. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye everyone.